Hello, 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 hello. So the first thing, yeah, I can hear that. Cool. Right, I've filmed literally nothing like this before, so you're gonna have to bear with me because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I couldn't figure out a better way to film it in person. I got a whiteboard and everything for doing this, but I cleaned it and it's all good, but I can't find a way of filming it that I'm satisfied with, so I'm just gonna do. I've seen other people use MS Paint, so I'm just gonna use MS Paint as well because I figure that works. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. So what I wanted to talk about today was a disagreement I had with a friend, and it was to do with school, even though neither of us are in school anymore. It was about the curriculum. So in the UK, as I would imagine you know, made up person in my head, the curriculum that you have to do is maths and English, and then you also, if you want, get to choose 3 other things, which can be like whatever, I don't know, food, tech, science. People like science. There's like other stuff too. Not maths, that's not the one. You have to do maths, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I hate that you have to do maths. That's the main issue that I have here, because the disagreement I had with my friend was that algebra is utterly fucking useless. Maths shouldn't be compulsory, and that is not an original opinion. I feel like everyone and their fucking mum has said that, because here's the thing, every single adult that I speak to, and kids too, they tell me the same thing over and over. They agree with me. They say algebra has not in any way, shape or form been used by me since becoming an adult. And this is why, is that no one fucking knows how to. No one knows how to use algebra because it's fucking useless. No one cares. There's no purpose of it. It does nothing for anyone. We learn about algebra. Why? Give me one good fucking reason. Why I should ever look at you. It doesn't actually lead to anything. I'm really trying to think of a way that it does, but it doesn't. Here's the thing, you learn about algebra, you know, you're sitting here, you got your questions, whatever the fuck, look, I'm using MS Paint, isn't that cool? Are you entertained? How fun is this? And then you go, oh, you got that right, you got that right, you got that, oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Why? Who gives a fuck? Why is this needed? I'll tell you why it's needed. This is why we learn algebra. Firstly, it's inertia. Some pedophile from 100 years ago decided that was the curriculum or some shit, and that's just not changed. It's just been kept the same for that entire time for no reason other than it's too much effort to change it. Sick. You know, can you think of a better way to have our entire nation lived in, populated by people who have learned shit that has absolutely no purpose, and so they end up growing up feeling fucking useless because they've spent their entire developmental years learning stuff that doesn't actually have... I can't think. This is my second attempt at filming this. The first time I just sort of like... I also just hit my knee on a table, that fucking hurt. The first time I just sort of like rambled and spun out. It's hard pacing a video like this. Basically what happened today is that I was trying to be productive. I was trying to work on that video I was talking about in the mayonnaise video, and I have been, but today I've been doing other stuff. I've been writing emails, mostly moaning at people, and I went for a walk, and on my walk I started rehashing old arguments I had with people from months ago, as I often do, and of course I'm correct, as I often am. And I wanted to talk about this one because I actually thought it could be quite interesting. It could go in an interesting direction. It could also be another video that I did. What I wanted to talk about today was that, and this isn't an original thing to say I suppose, but when you're in school, I'm going to draw a school, look, this will be fun. Hang on, how do I make my pencil or whatever more thick? How do you do that? Oh my days, hang on, I've got to sneeze. Oh. Right, hang on. I'm just going to use like an old t-shirt to wipe my nose. I don't use this t-shirt anymore. It is literally mostly used for cleaning my whiteboard, which obviously I couldn't use for this video because of it being annoying to film, so we're using MS Paint. Before my sneeze rudely interrupted me, I believe that I was talking about school. What's a good way of drawing a school? How's that? Right, that's my school. Yeah? School. Why is the thing so thin? What am I fucking drawing? Pixels? Give me a proper thickness. How do you do it? You? Ah, yeah, that's it. Right. School. So this is a school, yeah? And in school, they teach maths, yeah? In the UK, it's like compulsory. And when you're in like middle school, maths is actually usually quite useful. A lot of it wasn't in my case for very unique reasons. But mostly, you know, you're learning about fucking like fractions and shit, you know? That doesn't say fractions, that says fractions, okay? We'll do a little amendment there. Look at that. Fractions. You learn about those. I didn't mean to cross that out, but there you go. And that's handy. I like learning about that. But in high school, maths very quickly becomes mostly like algebra and shit like that. And most unique take in the world, okay, coming up. Algebra is fucking useless. I don't know why. Well, here's why we learn it, is my theory, is that we're being taught to just do what we're told, even when it has absolutely no purpose or use whatsoever. That's what you're learning when you're learning algebra. You're learning to become a bot that doesn't think for themselves, like a robot. There is no other good reason for why we're learning it. There isn't a single person I've ever spoken to that tells me, oh yeah, I use algebra on a regular basis, because that person's not real. The only time that anyone ever uses algebra in the modern world is either they have a very, very niche job, they're a weirdo, like they have like autism for maths or something, or, I love autism by the way, I think I might have it. No offense to the autism bros. And, or they are learning it in a classroom. That's most of the time. If I hadn't learnt this useless pile of shit in a classroom, I wouldn't even know that it existed. It'd be some other niche thing. I wouldn't know any more about it than I know about fucking wiring. Okay? And that is infinitely more useful than this pile of shite, especially in the modern world. Okay? Here's the thing. Hang on. Page turn. Oh, that. Some say he's a genius. Here's the thing. No one knows how to use algebra because our brains filtered it out because of inherently fucking useless it is. And even if you did learn algebra, you've probably forgotten since doing your GCSEs because it's useless and no one uses it in day-to-day life. Here's the thing. I think that we should replace, and that was what my friend disagreed on. He was like, I feel like the only way that you could disagree with the opinion that maths in that state shouldn't be compulsory, in high school at least. Fractions, useful. Algebra, no. That stuff shouldn't be compulsory. And the only people who disagree with me, they're either dumb, and that's okay, you know, we're all dumb in our own unique ways. They're just dumb in their opinions. Or you're being paid to disagree with me, which I highly fucking doubt, or you're just being contrarian because you're insecure and I'm objectively correct and that makes your willy feel small. I think that's the likeliest outcome. So what we're going to talk about here, we're going to extend our willies and we're going to talk about plants. I feel like there are an infinite amount of subjects that are infinitely more useful than algebra. Textiles, you know, sewing and shit. Fucking cooking is another big one. Learning how to clean specific things. I'm fucking useless with a lot of this stuff, I'm going to be real with you. That would be infinitely more useful to know, and I wish I'd spent my developmental years learning that. But this is what I'm going to use for my current example because I'm very interested in plants at the moment. It's a little thing of mine right now. Plants, I think, are fantastic because they're fucking cool, to be real. Like, they inherently hold the attention in a way that algebra can't because they're sick. When you hear someone talking about, I'll give you an example. When you hear someone talking about fucking aliens, we're going to draw an alien right now. Okay? Ooh, brown, 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 brown. This is the Alien. I just sung the Dead by Daylight theme, apparently. I meant to make that sound like ethereal and like kind of scary, but okay, well, that's my Alien, and he's like spooky, you know. Plants are a lot like aliens in the sense that when you hear someone like some fucking hippie, or it's not even hippies. I can't talk. I look like a hippie. When I'm talking about this, everyone and their mum says the same thing. They say, "Oh, the universe is so big, bro," and the mums talk like this too. "Oh, the universe is so big, bro. There's gotta be aliens out there. Anyone who thinks there aren't aliens is silly, okay? I think there's aliens out there. Everyone thinks there's aliens out there, dumbass, okay? You're not saying anything new. Say something fucking different, okay? Oh, look, it's an alien. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's out there somewhere in the night sky. Oh." So, here's the thing, okay? If aliens are out there, I don't care, because let's be real, we don't know if they're out there. We probably won't find out about it until we die or whatever. It's just not relevant. But here's the thing, closest comparison we have to alien life right now is living side by side with us. If you turn your fucking head, I guarantee you a plant is in sight, okay? And plants are they're alive, obviously. Despite what my friend in year 7 would say. He was very wrong. Another wrong opinion from one of my friends. Plants are alive. And they're a lot like aliens in the sense that they're very different from us, and yet they're also alive. And for some reason, we overlook them. We take them for granted. When we portray something like a food chain, we're always talking about other mammals, like lions and shit. And when we talk about aliens, we're always talking about like weird Martians or something. We have both in this one concept here. Plants. Okay? Plants are the closest comparison we have right now to alien life. Okay, they're still on planet Earth, sure, so they're not really alien, but they're different from us in a very interesting way. I'm just going to write the word plants again because I want something to do. Let's draw a tree. And we take them for granted, we don't learn about them, and they're very, very interesting. So what I'm proposing is that we replace learning about compulsory maths with learning about plants and cultivating them and all this and that and the other. And here's why. I believe that plants can teach us how to manage our own self-worth, for example. Fucking hell, what am I doing here? Right, we're going to recoup. Because I've not wrote down anything that I'm going to be talking about today, by the way. I've barely thought about it. Well, I have thought about it, but I'm a bit out of spin. Because I've already covered this in my head, so it's hard to string thoughts together. So we're just going to draw a nice little plant. Alright? Alright. I start drawing a person, so now I'm trying to turn it into a plant. And that's kind of about what I'm talking about, really, when you think about it. When we're growing plants, I don't know if you have house plants. If you don't, you really should. I do recommend it. When we're growing house plants, or whatever, we're looking after them, yeah? That looks like a bun. It's supposed to be a plant, really. But we're learning about how maintenance. And when you've got a kid in a classroom, I want you to imagine this. Let's say that I'm a teacher in a classroom, you know, and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to make my own curriculum. I'm going to teach you this, that, and the other. Today we're going to do plants. And what we're going to do, we're going to go outside. We're going to grab a mound of dirt. Oh, this isn't the right pacing. God, this is hard. This is so hard. How do people do this? Like, organise their thoughts in a way that makes sense. I guess that's what teachers do. Yeah. Well, they don't actually. They follow a shitty fucking curriculum. But teachers have a way of making it fun. So, well done to them. I'm going to draw a sun. For my plant subject, here's what I would do. I give me a month, and this is what I'm going to do. I want to get the kids outside. Here's what I'll say. We're going to go outside, everyone. We're going to go out onto the field, and I want you to grab a mound of grass, okay? Not much, a small amount. 200 blades of grass in one handful. That's not a lot. Maybe 50 even. Maybe even less. Any amount. A few blades of grass. And then we're going to come back in and we're going to stick it in a plant pot, and then you're going to look after it. That's your grass. You're going to cultivate that. You're going to look after it. You're going to water it, feed it, get it sunlight, all this and that and the other, and it's going to grow. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. That would be my subject. And the thing is, what they would take away from that, unlike with fucking shitty algebra, where they learn to feel worthless and useless because it has no purpose, they instead learn self-worth. That looks like a dollar symbol. Money does not give you self-worth. Okay? Right, they learn self-worth. Ka-ching. They learn... because they're looking after a plant, by the way, which is sick. So they're a caregiver. They learn... What else do they learn? Well, it's sort of like a reflection of themselves. So they learn how to be independent, don't they? Because they start thinking about, like, okay, well, I've got water and feed my plant, make sure it's getting sunlight, and then they start thinking about themselves. Oh, maybe I'm similar to the plant. Maybe I need to start making sure I'm fed and looked after and all this and that. And then what they also learn about is science. It's a plant, ecology and that. You're learning about, well, I mean, we already learn about plant cells in science. That's compulsory. And that's actually one of the good compulsory things we learn. I quite like that. So, fair play there, curriculum. You also learn about geography and all this and that. I need to stop saying that because I'm repeating myself. Whatever the fuck, I'm not going to finish that. You get what I'm saying. I've lost my train of thought again. What I'm saying is, with algebra, you're learning something that has no purpose, and so you feel like you have no purpose because you grow up you don't even know the useless shit that you've dedicated your whole life to knowing, because your brain filtered it out automatically because it correctly acknowledged that it's not useful. If you're learning this, you're learning self-worth because you feel capable. It's grass, for fuck's sake. I mean, I guess you could kill grass, but it'd be kind of hard to. You're being independent because you're reflecting on yourself as being similar to the plant, feeding yourself, making sure you're watered, all this and that. Science, you're learning. Plants. Alien plants. You're learning about geography, habitat, ecology, all that shit. How plants grow. The most useful thing that you're going to learn. Here's the thing, I said that and I didn't actually know what I was going to say next. Oh, fuck, this is so hard. How do people do it, bro? How do people just bring up MS Paint and then talk and make it make sense? I'm correct, I know what I think, but I just cannot get it to make sense, And there's only so many times you can write plants on the screen. I'm gonna start fresh. Blank slate. Let's go. Right. My lessons would consist of getting the kids to go outside, get grass. They're going to cultivate that grass, and I'm going to teach them how to. I'm also, do you know what? Bonus lesson, you also get to make plant pots out of pottery. You get to learn, oh my god, not only are you learning about plants, you're also going to do pottery. Okay, this shit's so fucking cheap. Are you kidding me? It's clay, for fuck's sake. You'd make your own plant pot, or, and this is even cheaper, you reuse old plastic containers. So like, I don't know, a butter container, a sandwich container, a Tesco meal deal container. Okay, you use that as your plant pot. You plonk the mounds of grass into this shitty container, and then you learn, and then you poke some holes in the bottom for drainage. And then you learn how to feed that plant, how to water that plant, how to give it sunlight. And it grows because it's grass. That's what grass does. Grass is everywhere. It's the most endurable plant. Or if you really want to, if you get like one of the class clowns, maybe they could grow a weed. Okay? But whether you're growing grass or whether you're growing weed, baby, you're going to be feeling good. That's the whole point. And so you're going to learn how to look after a plant. Self-worth. This is actually useful. You know, you're propping up plant, nature, environment and shit. You're going to learn independence, because you're going to be looking after it independently, and you're also going to look at the plant as a reflection of yourself. You're going to be feeding and watering and getting this plant sunlight, and then thinking to yourself, oh well, I need those things too. And you're going to be like thinking about that. You're not just like expecting someone else to do it for you. You're going to be learning about plants, you know. Oh shit, I can just go out, take a plant, repot it, and it can still survive, you know. For kids, for me, that's mind-blowing, you know. You're learning about geography, science and shit. Oh, who cares? Whatever, you get the point. You're learning about all that shit. And you're supporting the environment, you're working with the environment, and you're just learning, you're just getting context for yourself. And I feel like we overlook that. We're always trying to learn shit that's not in our lives. Do you know what I mean? Like, I make no sense right now. Fuck off! Right, here's what we're doing. Fuck this. Right. We will get there, I'm telling you. We're growing grass in my classroom. Not, right, that sounds like we're growing drugs. That's not slang. We are actually just growing grass of a plant. This isn't illegal. It's a legal classroom. Well, that looks a bit like a plant cell, actually. I didn't mean to do that. Look. There you go. That. See? That's something useful I learned in class and I remember it. Unlike fucking algebra, which no one gives a shit about, objectively. Correctly, even. Bro, I'm out of whack. I can't think of what I want to talk about. I knew what I wanted to talk about going into this, and I'm out. I've spun out. I refuse to end this recording. We're just going to keep going. We're just going for it, bro. No dead air. No dead air. No dead air. And that's really conducive to helping me think. Fucking hell. Right, we're going to have a pause. No, we're not. No pauses. We're doing it live. Oh, fuck. If I grew up learning about plants, I'd be really happy. I feel like everyone should have a, if you don't have a house plant and you're listening to this, get one. Because it really helps you out. What am I even fucking drawing, bro? Look at this. What the fuck is that? What is that? I kind of like it. It's like a J, but it's like a country. It's like I've drawn a J around Italy. Weird. I bet a lot of the gamers thought that was going to be an Among Us character. It's not. John! If that was my name, that would make sense. Right. Fuck. I'm running out of steam, lads, so I'm going to be honest. I'm taking a break, I'm coming back later, hang on. Oh my god, it's still a mess. Fucking hell. Right, I'm going to be honest with you lads, so I'm running out of steam here. This is the third time I've covered this. Because I just cannot get my thoughts in order, so we're just going to do this and I'm going to do it slow. I'm going to sound bored so that I can maintain my thinking. Oh my god, that is a thick brush. Look at that. I had a disagreement with a friend months ago that I was rehashing today in my head, as I often do. We were talking about what we were learning in school, which, as with most people in the UK, is maths. Wow, I'm bored. Wow. That's crazy. This is the mound of grass we're going with right here. I'm not being funny, I don't actually know how to dig it. Well, how do you dig it without just like, I don't know. You don't think of grass as having roots, do you?
Just put it in, go right to as far as you can go and then just pull it out.
But if it's recording, it will have to square, won't it? Yeah. Cool. Did you want to be doing this for nothing?
It's just not really what we can easily have like a hole there. We'll gradually fill out the fucking garden road. I'm like the first state. I'm stuck under something. There we go.
How's that from? Yeah, I probably will need a bit of that.
Donald Trump. That's got a Donald Trump haircut. Is it Trumpy I'm thinking of?
I don't know if he's got green hair.
Well, no, not
He's
green.
got floppy sort of hair, I suppose, isn't he?
Is that enough or have you got some more?
I'm happy with that.
Shall I turn it off now?
Yeah. Well, this is my mound of grass. Right here. All I can smell is shit, so I'm hoping that's not actually in the grass, because that'd be a bit mank. But yeah, hopefully that takes. You can get a little close up of that. I don't know what that is. What is that? This thing. Do you know what that is?
That's a weed.
That's a weed. Oh, there we go. We've got some diversity in there then too. But yeah, I will need a haircut. I'll film me giving it a little haircut. If you tilt it back up to me, I can film it getting a little haircut like that.
Cool.
Hello, I'm trying to film this again. No, we can't start like that. That's no good. So today I'm harvesting grass. Honestly, I stand by that claim. And nothing can change my mind about it. So, allow me to introduce you to my ingredients for this class. You have your grass. It's a bit shorter than the last time you saw it. Hang on. It's had a haircut. Hey. So this is the grass. I keep swiveling out of the light. This is the grass. I can't believe it's not butter. It's grass. And you may notice that it's a hell of a lot shorter since you last saw it. And the reason that it's so much shorter is because it was longer and I had cut it. That was supposed to be recorded, but my mum, bless her, did cut off the recording there when we handed the phone back and forth.
Okay.
Fucking hell, that is coming off. Well, we've gone with that.
There you go, Joe.
And so I'm afraid you're just going to have to imagine it getting its hair cut. It wasn't much. I'm going to be real with you, it wasn't very impressive. But there you go. I've been feeling a little bit off today. So, you know, this recording might be a bit out of whack. And for that, I'm so sorry. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I wish this was better, but here we are. Check out this guy, by the way. How you doing? He's my boy. And I call he's my lad, you know? We're bros. Yeah! Yeah! Get it! That's gonna be so weird. I'm so sorry. If you want, person who's doing sign language, you can give me a middle finger. In that moment, that's totally chill. You can that's totally I know that's not sign language probably, but I feel like that's fine. The middle finger is sign language, isn't it? Like if I do this to, not to you, I just mean generally. If I do this to someone, they know what that means. I feel like that's sign language. But I guess shaking your head is also sign language. It might be. What's no in sign language? He's probably doing it right now. That's no in sign. That's interesting. I'm getting off topic. So this is my grass. What I'm going to be doing here is potting it. I'm going to be potting my grass. The reason I'm doing this is yada yada yada. I just wanted to show that if you want a house plant, it's quite easy to get a house plant. You don't have to go to a shop. You don't have to get a special exotic fucking thing. If you want something simple to just have something green in your house, in your living space, I know how you men live, okay? It's depraved. Get a house plant. This can be your house plant. Bit of grass, alright? Get a bit of grass. Literally, go out with a trowel and you've got a house plant. So, obviously, this little tub of butter, you know, that's alright for temporary storage, as I've used it for. Long term, you're going to want something a bit more mega that can like handle the needs for the grass. You know, the grass is a needy bitch. It might not seem like it, but you know, it has its ways. I'm going to pause this just while I get my gear together. Take care. I'm back, bitches. So this tub, this is a bad boy that I washed up earlier, about a few hours back, and it's an old tub of butter, much bigger than the other tub of butter, as you can see. So what we're gonna do here, you can't actually see, so we're gonna do this. All right. So this is our grass, yeah, and this is our tub, alright? We want that in there, so here's how we're going to do it. It's in there now. We'll do that too. So, I'm now realising that wasn't necessary, but I'm finding it hard to get a fuck. I'll be real with you, it's past 1 in the morning and I'm kind of fed up, so we're just gonna make do. Hopefully, I really hope that this is okay. So what we're gonna do is reuse old compost. Don't read into the fact that my previous houseplants have died. I'm totally a trustworthy person, you can believe me. This is an old pot. What we're going to do is take the soil out of it and reuse it for the grass. I should have done this beforehand really, so we're going to undo. It's going back out from there. And it's going back into its old tub, because I moved it too early, I got too excited, you'll have to bear with. So, we're going to tip this into here. It's so difficult moving a camera when you can't see what you're doing. Right. Can you see that? Yeah. I just broke the pot. Hang on a minute. It's so difficult. I need a tripod. I can't. I'm using one hand here. Bear with. Sorry, guy in the car. I'm so sorry. Sorry, but you have to put up with this. It's not right. You're trying to do your best with the sign language and I'm fucking shit up. I'm so sorry. Genuinely. I hope that I've paid you enough for you going through this misery. Because, well, I think I have, honestly. Right. I'll tell you one thing, that soil's wet. Some might say that that's the reason the previous plant died, was from root rot. So, the soil is still wet. Hopefully it doesn't kill the grass. There's a chance that I'm willing to take. So, we're gonna... Oh, here you go. Here's the soil, by the way. Can you see that? I have no idea. I hope you can see that. We're phoning this one in. I'm just going to be honest with you. I know that this is literally the second video that I'm uploading. after doing the last one and being like, oh, I'm taking this super seriously. I am taking it seriously. It's just I'm incompetent. I hope you can live with that. But I'm not too incompetent. I'm getting there, you know? Here's what we're going to do. He says as he films the wrong thing. This is our grass. There's our pot of soil. We're going to plonk one into the other, alright? Stick with me, bitches. Let's do it. The video stopped recording because it was recording for too long. So I'm hoping that if that video didn't save, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna fucking cry. Do you understand me? If I check my gallery and that video hasn't saved, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna check right now. I'm crying if that hasn't saved. It's saved, we're good. I'm not crying. Right, I am, however, covered in dirt right now. My phone screen is absolutely caked in it. So, you know, if you sympathise with me, drop a like below. So, this is our grass. This is our grass. It's great. It's great. I will provide updates for the grass in the future. Goodbye. Take care, and I'll see you next time.